solo evening hunt. Just raced up here. Like I said, I'm solo. I'm gonna go on a quick hunt before I set up my camp. Hopefully this smoke didn't get the alcohol weirded out or anything. Hopefully they'll start talking, but I'll do my best to vlog this evening hunt and hopefully we'll get into them. Alright. I can't believe this, guys. Alright, you guys. So I'm going through the footage and I'm editing the video, and I need to fill you guys in on what took place. So shortly after I did my introduction, I hiked as fast as I could because I was losing daylight. I had, less than an hour of daylight. So I hiked about a mile and a half or so from the truck to the first opening where I felt like it was a good area for me to do a quick hunt before it got dark. And so I just cow-coled a little bit down in this bowl, and I just sat there and waited and cow-coled a little bit more and waited, and I heard a little bit of commotion below me and some brush. It was very thick vegetation below me, and I was just sitting there and I could see pretty good down in this bowl where there's running water, kind of meadowy at the bottom, a little bit of open hillside to my right where it like just curved. And so I was sitting there and sure enough I was hearing more and more noise, sounding like a large body mass going through brush. To my right, at about 72 yards, because I ended up ranging him, was a spike elk just looking at me. And then he would just look away and rake a small tree and then look at me again, and I was just sitting there ranging him, like I said, kind of getting my bow ready, and sure enough, here comes another bull from below, that was between me and the spike, from below me. And it turns out it was a branch bull, the rag bull. And he stopped broadsided, had no idea I was there. He was looking at the spike, ranged him exactly 50 yards. But he was at a lot lower elevation than me. Very, very steep terrain over there, and so felt very confident and comfortable. We practice at 50 yards all the time. We go all the way out to 70 and 80, so 50 yards, very doable shot. And I let my arrow fly, and it hits the bull back and high, and instantly the bull just dropped. And it actually, when he dropped, he even kind of slipped downhill a little bit. Well, at that point, the spike was looking at me and looking at the bull, and with the bull just standing there or laying there on his hindquarters, I just knocked another arrow in, and I'm like, I'm gonna put this poor thing out of misery, and let another arrow fly. The thing about it is that the terrain was so steep. When he dropped down on his belly and kind of slid down, I could not see his vitals anymore. It was because of the tall grass and just the way the terrain was. And so I was literally having to shoot through the tall grass and trying my best to judge where his vitals are going to be at. And remember, at the same time, that spike was just standing there still, just looking at me, looking at his buddy, looking at me, looking at his buddy. So I was very hesitant on making too much movement, So I felt like that was the best decision I could have made. And obviously, hindsight after the fact, I probably should have tried to do something else. You know, like now I kind of wish I would have closed in the distance a little bit on him, just so I could see better where his vitals are. Take my chance that that spike was going to blow out of there, but I just didn't want to do that. I didn't want to risk it to where I make a big move and I flush the spike out, which in turn will push the bull that I shot and totally blow them out of there, you know, get that adrenaline rush, and they'll just run and run and run forever. And so I felt like that was the best decision that I could have made. You know, all the emotions and everything else that was going through my head. So yeah, so that's what happened. I literally just shot him. For whatever reason, I only carry 4 arrows in my quiver, and I shot him 4 times. And you'll be able to see that the back high arrow was my first one that dropped him. My second arrow was front shoulder, and I had no idea where I hit it because I couldn't see it anymore because I was shooting through the grass. And then my other 2 arrows, they're just not good placements. One of them was a pass through, and it looked good, and especially at the angle, it looked like it hit lung for sure. So anyways, and this is kind of what happened from this point on.
I just cow called, and I heard sound below me, and I just sat here, and then I think he just went down. That spike is still there looking at me. I was looking at that spike, and he spotted me. That spike spotted me and just sat there. And then here comes this branch bull. Little raghorn. Ranged him 50 yards. And I shot him with all my arrows. First arrow put him down. It was high, and I just couldn't see him very well. There were some bushes, and I just kept letting them fly. He's trashing in there. There's a cow. Another spike. What? There's another spike. So there's 2 spikes in that branch bull. Crazy. there. He's gotta be right there. I'm shaking. I'm gonna wait here. I'm gonna sit here. So if I see him flush out, I'll be able to see him. Alright, I'll get back on here.
Alright, quick update. I'm back to my truck. Made a couple phone calls and not surprised. Very thankful though. My good friend Travis is gonna come help me look for this bull. He's the one that talked me into going in there tonight and look for him, and just so because tomorrow, if I was to go after him tomorrow, which is totally fine, is what I was planning to do, he just said, you know, it'll be pretty tough all by myself with a stiff animal, and he's willing to come down and help me look for him tonight and get him all, break him down and bring him back to the truck. So and then our good friend Derek, who was in a couple of our shed hunting videos, he's gonna come too. So those guys are probably gonna be here an hour and a half to 2 hours. It's close to 9 o'clock now, so I'm just gonna fire up my jet boil, cook up some Mountain House, and just wait for those guys and kind of go from there. And we're gonna look for a bull in the middle of the night. But hopefully, I'm pretty positive I did see the bull after I shot him, and his rear end was not mobile at all. He was hurting, and looking at the 2 arrows that I did find, I'll show you guys that in the morning. Good penetration. I do know that one arrow hit him straight in the shoulder. Really tough shots. After the first shot, he dropped. Sorry, I'm just turning off my truck. Because he was downhill from me, and just the way the landscape was and all that, and the tall grass, his vitals were kind of covered by the tall grass. And when I shot at him with my other arrows, I couldn't really tell where those arrows were hitting. And but because he was moving, I didn't want him, you know, to get a boost of energy and blow out of there and maybe never find him, or who knows. I just wanted him to expire, and so I just kept shooting him because he was literally just standing there, probably for a minute. But then he rolled downhill, or rolled, or whatever he did. I couldn't tell because he was behind buckbrush and all kinds of vegetation. Anyways, but about 15 minutes later, maybe, I don't know, 10 minutes maybe, he made it down to the bottom, and I could see him in this little opening, and he didn't look good. So I saw which way he was going, and we're gonna go after him tonight. So I'll keep you guys posted. Here we go.
Good morning, guys. Well, last night my two buddies came and we looked for that bull for about 3 hours, and we were on blood, and then the blood kind of stopped, but it was really tough tracking. As you can hear that truck, I just got off the road, and I'm gonna go back in there to look for him. So hopefully we'll find him. Hey guys, quick update. had a really hard time finding more blood, and I just picked a trail that was the least resistance trail, I guess, that I would go on if I was hurting. And sure enough, I came through some thick bushes, and there was blood. So I should be able to stay on him as long as he stays through this thick stuff. There's not a lot of blood droppings on the ground, but the bushes get caked pretty good, like this one here. So I'm just gonna do my best to try to find them. I've been at it all morning, and it's, I don't know, 10 o'clock now. So I really need to find them. All right.
Well, hello. I didn't do a vlog after my morning hunt. I was pretty depressed about my bull. So Travis and Derek came last night. We went in there to look for him 4 hours after I shot him, and we didn't bump him or anything like that, but we were having a really hard time finding blood in the dark. So we backed out of there. Then this morning I went in there. Took me 2 hours to find the next blood from the last blood that we found last night. And luckily I just picked the trail, followed it, and then sure enough came across blood. Stayed on blood for 160 yards, and then nothing. I looked for him for just under 6 hours, and I just could not find him. Very disappointed, depressed, angry, a lot of, shoulda, coulda. A lot of mixed emotions. So I'm just gonna, I guess it's part of hunting, but it really is just crushing my heart that there's an animal out there dead somewhere. My animal that I should have been claiming. Yeah, I'm sure some of you guys have been where I'm at right now, and it's not a good feeling. It's a complete roller coaster. The highs and lows of hunting. Anyways, so we'll see what happens tonight. Thanks. Well, you guys, so obviously pretty sad moment. We looked for him even after this last clip. Travis and Brendan came for the weekend, and we hunted in that area at least once a day, either the morning hunt or the evening hunt, and I always went to where I found the last blood and zigzagged through there and through different areas where I was thinking, well, no way he went this way, but I'll go check it out just in case. And so I did that all the way through the weekend. So really I looked for him for like 4 or 5 days, and it's just, it kills me that he went to spoil, And like I said earlier, just hindsight, maybe I should have rushed in really quick and hoped that he wasn't going to get up and just get a good visual on his vitals and shoot. Another thing that I need to do for myself for the future, if I ever come in a scenario like that, I need to practice shooting at really steep angles, you know, shoot downhill and uphill. That was my first time in a scenario like that, and totally screwed it up, and I feel sick. I feel sick, and it's just, you know, I hear from other hunters and family and friends that it happens. It's just part of hunting. It's just, I just don't want to go through that ever again, and I know other people have gone through the same thing. So if you guys think of any better scenarios or what I could have done better than what I've said, you know, please feel free to comment. I think I'm prepared for all the bashing I'm going to get on it, but I know I'm not the only one that made mistakes like that or bad shots. Like I said, at that distance, I feel very, very comfortable, and just, yeah, really, really weird and unfortunate. So yeah, kind of a bummer. But you guys, thanks for watching. We're gonna put more videos out. We're getting close to shed season, so we'll be doing a lot of shed hunting videos and kind of see what other adventures we'll get into, and we'll get it on the channel for you guys. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe, hit that like button, and please comment. Let me know what I should have done different. You know, should I have not taken any of the other shots and just left them with the one shot even though I knew it was high? Yeah, let me know, you guys. Thanks a lot, and talk to you soon.